Hi there, I'm Budda and you're watching Dr. Guitar, a show for all you guitarists out there. Today, I want to talk about simplifying your chords. What do I mean by simplifying your chords? I mean play less notes. Just because you have 6 strings on the guitar, you don't need to play it all. You might even play just 2, and it will be just fine, believe me. You will gain and create more space in the music, so everyone can join in and play their stuff. You won't crowd the music. In a very crowded mix or band, you will be able to make yourself be listen in a more interesting way, because you won't be competing with all the band. If you play with a keyboard player, the horn section, two other guitar players, you can play simple melodies and your guitar will stick out a lot more than if you play complicated or full chords. And it also cleans your amp. When you play with higher gain settings, I never play with clean sound. And I always play with a little crunch on it. So if I dig harder in the guitar, it will overdrive. But if I simplify my chord and I play just, it's cleaner, right? And it also makes you sound a little different, because everyone uses this same voice. If you play it like, it's different, right? Or so, is it hard to know how to do this? No, it isn't quite hard. The simplest way I can advise you to do is just take out notes. So for example, in this full chord, choose some notes, like for example the first and the third, or the third and the fifth, or the fifth and the first, the root note, the fifth and the third and the first. Well, I'm just playing with this shape. I'm just selecting which notes should I play. And you can also play it like an arpeggiated, like the guys do it in the classical music. So it's kind of an arpeggio, but with 2 notes. Another good way to think of it is to take off at least the E and the A low strings. The ukulele is tuned that way. Imagine your chords like that. Now simplify it. It's easier to create melodies with this kind of playing. And you are still playing G and C. You can also think about it in sixths, which is a very country blues thing to do. So you may choose sixth intervals. It's a minor 6, and that way you have on this position, for this chord, for G chord, you have the first one, then you have a second one, right? You have a lot of voicings, but at least these two, with major triads, of course. If you play a blues, you have the seventh. Now you have another voicing. All right, let me just record a loop. All right, now I have my loop. I mainly use these two. This for the G chord played in the sixth string, so these two, and then I have another two positions for this chord. So this, of course, and this. Which is the same thing. With a dominant chord, you have the seventh. So this. All right. So I usually play it when I play a blues or whenever I play this kind of chord. I usually do it. Get it? Some examples, some well-known examples. The first that comes to mind, and the first one that caught my attention to this simplifying chords thing, was Scar Tissue by Red Hot by John Frusciante. He plays it. This is mainly, I think it's in F, but it doesn't matter the key. Just as an example. Well, it mainly plays F major, C major, and D minor. So 3 chords. But you could go along with just F major and D minor. The C major is a passage chord. Instead of playing it like I did, he plays it just with the first, the root note from the chord, and the third. So it's this chord, but it takes off these 2 notes. Then, right? So it's this chord, but it takes all the notes and leaves just the root and the third. And then it's this chord, but it takes all the notes and leaves just the root and the third. So this is a very simple way of playing, but the very original one, and it makes your chords sound completely different. So imagine you have a C major, F major, G major. Simple, right? Another way of thinking about this is just taking off the root note. It may seem very simple, but it's not that simple. It's kind of tricky because we are used to play the chord based on the root note. So when I play a blues, for example in A, as I was playing in the beginning, I have my first, which is an A7, my fourth, which is a D7 dominant, which I can play like this, or like this. And then I have my fifth, which I can play like this, and like this. So I can do a little blues like. And you're not missing the I'm leaving space for the bass player to come in. If I'm playing all this, I'm playing the bass already. So leave the space for the bass player. Even if you are playing in a trio, which I am often. In a completely different way of playing, you have kind of an indie stuff where you have kind of this just making a simple, very, very simple but effective arrangement. I'm playing the third, and the first, the root note from C minor. Then the third and the root from C minor are also the third, the major third, and the fifth for A flat major. And then I'm changing for the seventh and the third in F. Changing again. And it's kind of Right? Simple indie rock playing. It's very melodic, very effective, very... everyone can hear you. Well, this is the Coldplay and U2 approach also. E and A. Okay, so if you play it, I will play it a lot of different voicing so you can hear it. I hope I helped you with this concept. It's a small concept, but it can take you far away. At least to me, it's a very inspiring way of making arrangements, and I often find myself creating new music just because of this way of thinking. So if you like the video, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, share it in your social networks, wherever you find it, and spread the word. Thanks a lot for watching Dr. Guitar.